Welcome to Self-Critic Reviews, and today Self-Critic is gonna review the first half of Fear the Walking Dead Season 5, Episodes 1 through 8. Not sure I can even call this a review, since this isn't a show that I spend a whole lot thinking about, but I do have some thoughts. Spoilers ahead.
These are Self-Critic Reviews on television and news. If this ain't your favorite artist, well, you're not getting amused. This is Self-Critic Reviews.
If that's gonna get different clues, or when if it's on YouTube, yeah, he is getting no yours.
If you want some unbiased opinions, an analytic mind is worth billions. Yet he has been hiding his brilliance underneath this stifling diffidence. And if you don't like his opinions, go look for like-minded civilians to whine in the comment section and slap a dislike on his videos.
I barely remember any of the seasons, but I remember enjoying the way Season 1 started. It somehow felt different from the original show, as the series tried to illustrate a slightly different way of people finding out about the walkers and everything else. A big city versus small town situation, if you will. A bit later, the show took a hit and became lazier in terms of everything. The writing, the budget, the ideas for villains, you name it. I remember thinking that Nick could have been a strong character. His struggles with drug addiction weren't too trivial at first. But at some point, the writers completely forgot who he was. And Nick showed no after effects or withdrawals of being an addict, which seemed funny to me. Then, suddenly the writers remembered it again and made him relapse. So it was pretty weird. The villains in the show have always been kinda weak and unclear. I don't remember any of them specifically, but I do recall not liking any of them. The inclusion of Morgan in the show since the start of last season was nice. And it was quite hilarious that a lot of main characters had to be killed off to make room for Morgan's salary. He probably makes what all of them made together. 2 stars of the show, Nick and his mom, for 1 star. Seems like a pretty equivalent exchange. So in conclusion, I didn't think the previous seasons were all that great. In fact, I thought they were pretty bad. So take what you will from that and make your own judgment about my opinion. I've said my piece. Now, just one more thing before discussing Season 5. I think that the show would significantly benefit from the format change towards what American Horror Story does. A new story with a new cast and a new setting every season. Maybe with older characters making cameos once in a while. Similar to Dwight or Daniel this season. A lot of these old characters are not that interesting to observe throughout the course of 5 seasons. Characters like Alicia, Luciana, and Victor have absolutely nothing to offer to the show anymore. They are just dead weight now. Al and John were quite interesting last season, and this season they are already getting somewhat tiresome, but it's still not too bad yet. So yeah, a setting with new characters and new stories would have been a nice change of pace. I totally understand the risk too, because the new characters they added this season, the kids, are horrendous. Both in terms of acting and in terms of character writing. Their sob-stories, contrived with illogical behavior, are not really convincing anybody. With that said, Season 5 is
not great or terrible,
but worse than Season 4, because the introduction of Al and John was fantastic, and now these characters lost some of their magic. Although I do believe Al still has a story to tell, excuse the pun, and I still maintain that she'd be amazing in the original The Walking Dead series. Episode number 5, dedicated to her, was actually nice. I seriously hope it is going to have an impact on the story in the future though. Because just making a tribute to the Pride Parade at the end of June, which aired on the same day as the parade as far as I know, is somewhat a waste. But we'll see. The radiation expert had the potential to be an interesting character, but thus far, she's a bit flat. Not much you can say about her other than the fact that she's just like Morgan. At the end of the half season, Alicia got contaminated by walkers with dosimeters. I don't really understand. Does that mean she's gonna die or what? Alicia never explicitly told this to anybody. But the fact that she took a shower with Grace supervising her makes me think that everybody's aware of this. I mean, the whole season made a point of this radiation thing being dangerous, but in the end, nothing is done about it at the moment. Life goes on and nobody cares. The helicopter moment this season's been building up to wasn't bad, but wasn't great either. The positive emotions just don't seem to translate well in this series. There was a moment when they had to land the helicopter at night, and the other team used the lights to light up the way. And then by mistake the lights got turned off. I'm no expert, but how is turning the lights seconds before the helicopter lands helpful at all? Not gonna comment further. Dwight's addition to the cast was a respectable choice and added a lot to the series. Random characters from The Walking Dead making appearances in this show is always welcome, but the writers have to make sure they're not overdoing it. Morgan not getting pissed or angry at seeing Dwight, or even mentioning that they were on the opposite sides, was wholesome and fully in tune with Morgan's character. A potentially annoying scene was neutralized by Morgan's personality. I was thankful to the writers for that. However, in a similar scene, when John hid the letter from Dwight and Dwight did not get angry, that was suspicious. Him getting pissed off would have been annoying. But I don't know. Sometimes certain scenes are necessary, and this behavior from Dwight was a bit weird. I understand that he's a changed man, but that was the love of his life we're talking about. The primary reason for his pilgrimage. It does look like she's alive, and my theory is that it's entirely possible she wrote that letter to protect Dwight because she was captured by the helicopter people. And I predict that she's with them. An easy solution, but a sensible one. Don't really have much else to say. Thanks for watching.